Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend, and a happy Monday, y'all! CYNTHIA Bailey got married last night on Real Housewives of Atlanta. KIRK Franklin is in a little bit of hot water, and did Jennifer Lopez and AROD split? Child, we're going to talk about that and a lot more. You know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage. Let go. Happy Monday, y'all. Ooh, it is the beginning of a new week. We're declaring great intentions this week, lots of positivity and abundance. Yes! How was your weekend? I hope your weekend was great. If I tell you that I sat on my couch for the majority of my weekend, would you believe me? Because that's exactly what I did. I sat on my couch all day on Sunday. I watched... Oh, by the way, I started watching this new show on Stars. It's not necessarily new, but I'm on season 1. It's called American Gods. Quite interesting, actually. So I sat around and lounged on Sunday. Saturday, I got a chance to sneak in a little time at the beach. And so, it was a really nice, pleasant weekend. And I only had one friend in town who I got a chance to see as well. Anyway, so let's jump into today's topics. And let's start first with doggone Andrew Cuomo in New York. Child, have y'all been following these sexual harassment allegations against Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York? Baby, let me tell you something. There's now a 7th woman who has come forward accusing the governor of New York with sexual harassment. And what's crazy? And here's my question for you all, because his brother is Chris Cuomo on CNN. I love me some Chris Cuomo, y'all. But Chris has said that he refuses to talk about his brother's sexual harassment allegations on his show. Because Chris covers the news, but Chris says this is some news that he is not covering. Now, here's my question for you all. Is Chris in the right for not covering this news of his brother? Do we think he should be covering this news? Now, Chris said he's not covering it, but obviously this is a huge story. People in CNN will be covering it as well, but Chris has chosen not to talk about his brother and his situation on his show. Now, I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I think if I had a whole platform like Chris Cuomo and my brother got caught doing something, I think I would be taking one for the family as well. No, I'm not going to talk about my brother on my show. And I agree with Chris in this moment. He's like, you got all these other hosts and all these other places and people that could talk about it. I'm not doing it. So good for him. But here's where it gets juicy, y'all. So apparently Andrew's staff is now not coming to work. And the word on the street is they're refusing to come to work because they're over this whole environment of the scandal and not being productive. And on top of that, they feel like they're saying that they feel like they know what the outcome is going to be. That at some point he's going to resign, he's going to step down, something is going to happen where he's going to leave. And so they're basically just saying, just do so already. Let's get this over with. It's too much for us. My thing is, y'all really letting Andrew Cuomo mess with y'all money? Y'all only got so many sick days, I'm sure. So y'all not coming to work because y'all don't want to see your boss. If you don't lock yourself into your office and do what you got to do, there are potholes, stoplights, and everything else in New York that needs to be fixed. And the governor and his allegations should not stop y'all from coming to work to do your job. Okay? Y'all have a whole state to run. Andrew has now also come out saying that in hindsight and in retrospect, some of the things he said in the past is problematic, but he has not physically, sexually harassed anybody. So I don't know, y'all. I had high hopes for Andrew. The way Andrew handled New York being the epicenter in the middle of this whole panini, he earned my respect. And now he wants to go off. And here's the thing. Andrew, while you was handling this whole panhandle of a thing in New York, were you over here feeling up these people and giving these misguided conversations to your staff and these people that work for you? That's the point I'm trying to make. Andrew, what was you doing with your free time? You needed to be over here trying to save New York like you did with your daily press conferences. If you was truly invested in saving New York, Andrew, you wouldn't have time for all this sexual harassment allegations. I'm just saying. However, it's all allegations until they can prove otherwise. So let's keep an eye on it. Moving on. Y'all, can I just take a little side note and tell you I'm obsessed with mixing Studio Fix Fluid with my Pro Longwear Concealer. This is what I've been doing on the back of my hand, and it gives me such... It's perfect color right now because I'm in between shades, but it's so long wearing. Ooh, just thought I would share that with y'all. last night we finally got the wedding for CYNTHIA Bailey and Michael Child. But before we do that, let's just have a little recap of last night's episode. So, Shamia hosted the girls at her house for a little night and niece, a little playing off the whole auntie nieces little theme that they had when they were in South Carolina. And so it was Shamia, it was Portia, it was Marlo, Drew, and LaToya. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this, and we keep saying this. LaToya is messy boots. Not only is LaToya messy boots, LaToya is willing to get her hands on anybody's information at all costs. And when I say primarily anybody, pretty much Kenya, because she's forged the closest relationship with Kenya. So while they over here at this night and niece party, LaToya is really the bone collector. And as a side note, you know, Sheree Whitfield kind of originated the term bone collector 2 seasons ago when she came back on the show. But I'm going to tell you something. Sheree may have auditioned for this bone collector job, but LaToya has taken this, busted this job description wide open, and is running with it like a dog in a bone with the bones of information. So much so that as they're over here kikiing trying to have a good old time, LaToya telling Kenya's business that Mark not only filed for divorce, but wants alimony, which we now know got cleared up. But girl, if Kenya is supposed to be your good Judy, why are you telling Kenya's divorce business to the rest of the girls in the group? And I will say this, Drew and her wigs and her fashion may be late about 90% of the time, but Drew holding LaToya accountable for the tea she was trying to spill was right on time. Drew was like, I don't know if you should be telling this girl's business. And Drew shut that shit down real quick. And I am here for it. And good for you, Drew, for putting the stamp down on LaToya, even though y'all know y'all got a little tumultuous relationship, child. And as a side note, did we really expect Drew to show up to actually sing at Cynthia's wedding? Like, let's talk about it. Because the day of the wedding, Drew wants to FaceTime Cynthia talking about, hey, Chef Cynthia, I'm trying. I've been on vocal rest all day, and now I've lost my voice. Girl, we wasn't really expecting you to actually come through with the singing, but if you want to use this as an excuse, go right ahead, sis. And is it just me? But Cynthia did not look stressed about it at all. That's how I feel like this was her being hoarse, this whole singing thing was all done for camera, because y'all just met and now Cynthia got you singing at her wedding. And the fact that you told Cynthia I'm hoarse and Cynthia was like, okay, well, I'll see you when you get here. Like, Cynthia was like, girl, whatever, that's fine. And Drew, side note, real talk, sis, you may not have been hoarse if you wasn't doing vocal warm-ups 4 days in advance leading up to the doggone wedding. Girl, you warmed up your voice so much you overcooked it. And now you lost it. And now you sitting up here next to your husband, not singing at Cynthia's wedding, which you've been bragging that you was going to do since this entire season. Oh, I'm singing at Cynthia's wedding. I'm singing at Cynthia's wedding. I'm doing my vocal exercises at 1 p.m. 4 days in advance. Girl. But let's talk about the wedding. Obviously, you know, leading up to this, we realized and we knew that Bravo was not in there to film because of COVID restrictions. Cynthia had to bring her wedding inside. And good for Cynthia for really putting those precautions in place. It still was a little tight. Like, at the time that they recorded this, it was 10/10/21. We were still in the middle of this whole Panasonic. Like, it is still crazy that she pulled off this entire wedding in the middle of a pandemic. But with that being said, did y'all notice that the energy feels a little different with this wedding this go round than it has when she got married to Peter? Probably because her family actually likes Mike this go round, but the energy just felt different. She didn't feel as stressed. There didn't seem like there was a lot of stress around it, probably because she has more money this go round than when she married Peter back in the day. The energy felt amazing and Cynthia looked exquisite. Cynthia could really wear the newspaper and you'd be like, damn, Cynthia, because she looks that great. And so did all the bridesmaids. You know, Eva always serves a look, honey. Eva gave us a little Dr. Seuss Who with the hair going straight up in her white outfit. And Eva's snatchback body. Good job, Eva. Who else was up there with her? Candy looked amazing. And Justin Sylvester from E! News Pop. Did y'all see him up there with his white suit on? I didn't know he was one of her groomsmaids. Like, it was really nicely done. So I can't wait to see what next week's episode is going to bring. But I'm telling Cynthia, we finally got you to the altar, girl. Thank God, because those episodes prior, child, was moving real slow. Speaking of weddings and possible breakups, is AROD and JLO still together, not together? Listen, there's been so much back and forth, but let's talk about it. So according to the blogs, late last week, it was reported that JLO and AROD had split up and had called off the wedding, child, and their engagement. because you know they were engaged, right? Well, the rumor is, allegedly, AROD got caught cheating with reality TV star Madison LaCroix from Southern Charm. Well, she got called out during the Southern Charm reunion, saying that she had slept with an MLB player and all this other stuff that was married. She denied it. She said she and AROD are just friends, and they've never met in person. They've only had casual texting. But word on the street is AROD has a little history of flirting and texting with other women, and so this is the reason why they called off this split. Now, that was on a Friday. On a Saturday, the PR machines were in full effect, and JLO posted some type of Twitter video of her and AROD together, basically kind of squashing the rumors that they had separated. So she said that they were working on some private relationship things. So that means that their relationship's on the rocks, hint, hint, and that they were working through it. But if this is true, honey, and I'm not boyfriend shaming or man shaming JLo at all, but she's had a very illustrious roster: Mark Anthony, Diddy, Ben Affleck, and this will now be another breakup for her. And on the other hand, who knows how many women AROD has been with? And I'm sure it's been a lot since he's an ex-baseball player. But I will say this: him and JLo being together is slightly a come up for him, because did any of us know any of his girlfriends prior to JLo? No. And the man has been married before, so it also shows you no. You know, JLo also said because of the Panasonic that we were in, and also COVID restrictions, they actually canceled and postponed their wedding twice because of everything, which most people don't know. So I don't know, but we'll stay tuned, honey. It's getting juicy for AROD and JLo. Baby, KIRK Franklin is caught on tape shouting and stomping, and it wasn't to praise the Lord, but it was a fight that was leaked by his oldest son, KIRK Franklin. Now, KIRK went on record by saying that he has had a 14-year tumultuous relationship with his family, specifically his father, and that he released the audio of his father threatening him, calling him all types of names, and that his father does nothing but hurt him, and the family has basically ostracized him. He's not allowed to come over for Thanksgiving, Christmas, any of the holidays. And he said he hasn't even taken a proper photo with his family over 14 years. So KIRK is basically airing out all their dirty laundry, child, in the gospel world and around the world. Now, here's where I think we could talk about it. KIRK Franklin obviously is caught on tape calling his son the B word, saying that he was stomped. Don't you ever disrespect me. I will stomp your neck. Like, he goes in. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm not a parent to nobody's child, but what I know for sure is, should parents really be talking to their children like this? I don't care how, and I know we as children can get under our parents' skin and get our parents mad. Baby, I know. But I'm just saying, should your parent really be responding in this way? And I know it's only one side that we heard, and there's three sides to every story. But from what we heard, it is lifetime juicy. Is it okay? What type of broken, scarred turmoil has KIRK Franklin inflicted on his son, and his son has inflicted on KIRK Franklin? And KIRK went online and did a 1-minute apology saying that obviously the language was not great, he's not perfect, they've had a toxic relationship for the last 14 years, and he's working on being a better self, right? Now, KIRK called him out. He goes, "My dad apologized to the world and his fans, but did not apologize to me." Now, it'll be interesting to see how this continues to unfold, because it's gaining some traction. But baby, don't let these people over here that sing the gospel make you feel like they're perfect, because they're not. We're all human. He has a whole child that he has issues with, and like every family, there's problems. And we just saw a little of that street cred from KIRK Franklin. Who knew? KIRK Franklin said, "Let me put on my Timberland boots and stomp on your neck." All right, moving on. So just as a follow-up from last Friday, you know, we talked about Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood going at it. Well, Sharon Osbourne using her Karen privilege and attacking Cheryl Underwood. That's what we spoke about. Well, apparently, CBS is now putting the show under investigation for those comments Sharon made. I don't know why it needs to go under investigation, but while it's under investigation, they also canceled today's show and tomorrow's show. So now the show is on hiatus. So let me get this straight. Karen Osbourne, yes, I called her Karen Osbourne. Karen Osbourne goes on her whole rant against Cheryl Underwood, the black co-host, and y'all literally putting the show on hiatus. So she's messing up the rest of the church's money. If y'all don't sit Sharon off to the side somewhere and make her take a sick day, and y'all replace her like y'all would do if she was sick or on vacation with somebody else until the investigation is over, and let these people come to work and run their show, I can't. So I'm interested to know what this investigation is going to reveal that her comments are what her comments were. She's now tried to recant and apologize because she sees where this is going. But I thought it was quite interested in the latest and greatest with Unmitigated Gall and Privileged Child. The show is on hiatus. So if y'all are fans of the talk and y'all watch it, don't look for new episodes today or tomorrow, child, because apparently they're on hiatus. All right, guys, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like, and leave me a comment. Most importantly, check those notifications and make sure they're turned on. Who loves you? I do, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good one. Bye.